who, by the way, is one of the worst human beings I've ever come across in my life. So we have, it made my day, literally. Obviously, when I was live, I wrote to Madison Allen saying, justice for John, George and I, and she replied quite swiftly. Thank you, Jenna. Some pretty hard to hear stuff. She's more than disrespectful. She made her feelings quite clear that she hopes that John and George never gets justice. She doesn't want them to have justice. She doesn't like the family. And she doesn't believe that they actually deserve to have justice. And I have her messages here. She has no feelings towards his sons, his father, any of the family. It was very much me. Very much. She did say to me, you can't share these on social media. I'm like, yeah, well, watch. Did you not see what I do? Did you not see what I do for a living? I out wrong-uns and you're wrong-un. Like, imagine me listening. 100%. What I would say to people is, because a lot of people messaged me, obviously, thank you, Reason Tweet, and thanks for the gifts. A lot of people messaged me and said, have you seen Madison's video, like her mocking the George family? Go watch the video again and look at the look on Madison's face. Like, look at her eyes, because the eyes don't lie. This is a girl who's trying to make a video and pretend that everything's okay. And her whole world is fucked, and she knows it's fucked. So honestly, look, she's puffy, but she's also like smiling and mocking it, but her eyes are like, you can see she's terrified. And she's walked herself into that situation. She made a video last night, basically, yeah, well, she's eating strawberries and that. It's mad, absolutely mad. Thank you, Hole. We don't think it's Dan McMeekin, but that was be my first choice, was to be like, okay, perhaps it's Dan. We don't know. It could also be the man who'd rented the property. No, it's another man, Jodie. What we're going to do is we're going to, imagine it was Dawn. What we're going to do is look through some of the, most, who's Hazy Haze coming in, trying to get in the box? I don't know if, not all of them could obviously be trusted. I was okay, Hazy Haze, I thought like you were going to come tell me who the second man was. So, I wouldn't think that anyone has been arrested for harbouring a fugitive, because otherwise Madison would have been taken as well. It would have been somebody who was arrested on site for something going on at that time, unless they were, it may not be related to John George, because the warrants were only for Jonny. So we don't understand. It could also be misreporting. It could be anything. At this moment in time, I can't confirm, even with the family member, who that second man is. We did do, we did do a sneaky 141 call to the number that Dan McMeekin phoned me off the other day, and he did answer. I can say he did answer. We didn't say anything. We just put the phone down, but it was definitely Dan, off the number he phoned me from Spain the other day. So I'm pretty convinced this time that it wasn't Dan McMeekin either. So that's all we can say. What did Holly send me? One of the things that I obviously spoke to Madison about yesterday, I said, look, you're actually defending a man who actually speaks to you like shit and is violent towards you. Like, what you're doing, you're ruining your life. She said, no, we have a new mature relationship, like he's never horrible to me anymore and all this. The picture she's put on TikTok trying to gloat would tell a very different story, because she's got a massive bruise on her face, almost a bite mark on her face, which you can see there clearly. So this isn't a girl who's living the best life. Also, all of her arms have very similar markings. And I would never, ever gloat over domestic abuse or anything. Like, I literally don't think any woman should go through that, regardless of who you are. I'll always be an absolute beacon for women who have been through it. But at the same time, this is who you're defending. And she was in the live last night. I know she was in the live, most of the live. This is who you're defending. This is who you want to go on and have children with. A man who rapes and abuses women, including you. And you've known it from way before, so you get what you get what you put out in life, I'm sure. But don't put a video out gloating at the family when you really haven't got anything to gloat over. From John's family, from their lawyer, because I think that's probably the most truest part we're going to get there. I did speak to Darren this morning. He said like certain publications and that, like in Belfast, we just don't believe them, and I wouldn't just kind of listen to them. So I'm just going to go from what the family have said. BBC should be releasing something soon, properly. Okay, Ali, I can't listen to that in a second. I wanted to find something though. Articles today are running wild, and obviously it's all kind of repeating the same thing, so we're just going to go from this one, which is from Belfast Live. Madison's not ever going to be in jail yet until she's implicated in a crime. Right now, we know that she was with Jonny, and we know that she knows some information. However, the police have only put out a international warrant for Jonny Smyth. So the family, I'm sure, and myself were only ever expecting him to be arrested. However, once he is interviewed, and the police have all three... Oh, hang on. Give me a second. So obviously it's his statement. So it says, over a week ago, the family obtained significant information pointing to the possible location of 2 suspects in the Portuguese town of Braga. The information was passed immediately on to the authorities. However, after a frustrating wait where nothing was done, the family took matters into their own hands and travelled to Portugal in an attempt to get a meaningful response to any information supplied. As a result of subsequent direct interfacing with the Portuguese authorities, contact was made with the Spanish counterparts, who immediately identified a key investigative lead. As a result of intensive collaboration between the family and the 2 sets of police, respectively, Portuguese police have now confirmed that one person is due to appear in court on Wednesday the 26th of March 2025 to face an application for their extradition to Spain. If granted, the suspect will face immediate questioning on the circumstances surrounding the murder of John George. It is understood both suspects are from the wider Belfast, County Antrim area. Now, he goes on to say this is the biggest news to date for the George family. It's precisely the sort of breakthrough they've been hoping for since last December. So it says first of all, he said, so we must listen to the lawyer, not the news reports, but he does go on to say both suspects are from County Antrim. Now, I don't know, and you guys are going to have to tell me, because I don't know where this is. Is County Antrim, would that include Lisbon as well, or no, where Dan's from, or would that rule him out? I'm asking you guys because you've got local knowledge, and that's better than what I've got. It's Belfast. So they're saying 2, he says, so it does include Lisbon. Okay. So he says, if granted, the suspects will face immediate questioning on the circumstance, but he says only one is in court for extradition. So that's bizarre to me, but this is a lawyer who spoke to the authorities, so we're going to have to just wait and see. As a result of intensive collaboration between the family, we can now confirm one person is due to appear in court on Wednesday, 26th of March, to face an application for extradition to Spain. Now, that could be you've arrested 2. One has agreed willingly to go back to Spain. Yeah, I'll sign it myself, like I'll go back. And the other person could be saying, no, I'm staying in Portugal. And they're like, right, we'll extradite you then. So you wouldn't need extradition if you were agreeing to it. Hello, Kusha, I hope you're okay. So that's what it could, I don't know what that could be. I do know Dan's answering the phone this morning though. So if granted, the suspects will face immediate question on the circumstances surrounding the murder of John George. It's understood both suspects are from the wider area of Belfast, County Antrim. Thanks, Apps. Oh, you did it yourself, thank you. Oh, Holly did it, thank you, Holly. Kevin Winters continued, this is the biggest news to date for the George family. It's precisely the sort of breakthrough we've been waiting for. I commend the absolute tenacity in pursuing every line of inquiry and then in turn making sure the various European authorities act on what they've painstakingly put together. The input has been crucial to the informed decision making on this extradition. Speaking with Billy George tonight, he's over the moon with the news and is just keen to see the next stage of the legal procedures underway. The sooner that happens, the sooner his family will feel they at least get some justice. Thank you, Sal. Thank you guys for all the gifts and the heart maze. So this is overly good news, right? It is good news, and the chances of, in my opinion, of Jonny getting bail is slim to none. But there is also a chance, because we're not dealing with the UK authorities, or we're not dealing with anywhere else apart from Spain, and we know they give Michael Malley bail. I believe they think Michael Malley is an accomplice, though. I honestly do believe they think he is an accomplice to murder, and Jonny Smyth is the murderer, and I think that's why they've done it that way. you know what, we're just going to see what's going to happen. I've got faith. I've got absolute faith. I think we had loads of signs coming through yesterday of just really good positive things, and I do believe that he's not going to be given bail. He's also a flight risk. He's already run. So any court, when a bail application is put in, you have to question certain things, and a judge is going to say, look, can he put up bail? Can we take his passport? Is he likely to run? He's very likely to run. He's already run. So why the fuck would you give him bail? I don't see him getting bail, to be fair. Earlier, absolutely, and they will know that. If they give him bail, then the civil guard will lose all credibility. So Madison is a cunt. Is that what you asked me? This girl is mad crazy. She has no empathy, nothing about her, and I find it really hard to even call her anything outside of that, to be fair. When she's dancing saying, I'm every... You ain't a woman. You ain't a woman. You're a little girl. You're a stupid little girl who is actually playing games way above what you are able to play. She's antagonising people, but she doesn't even know what she's doing. She doesn't even know what she's doing. You're there on a video on TikTok trying to bait out the family where you're covered in bruises from the same man that killed their son. Like, make that make sense. The man that you are defending has been laying into you a couple of hours before he was arrested. You've got like a bruise on your face and bruises down your arms. She said to me, he only ever was disrespectful towards me when I was doing OF. And as soon as I got out of that, we have a mature, loving relationship. Okay. The same with this Dawn situation, right? People go, there's been comments today, and I saw an After Dark's video, like someone just sent me a screenshot of her comments. I'd never watch her video, I'd rather watch a jacket potato in the microwave. But at the same time, like, she's like, well, maybe he'll get bail and all this crap. And you can see Dawn's comment on the video, like, and then other people are like, well, Dawn's just being a mother. Dawn isn't being a mother. There's nothing about Dawn that is a mother. Like, honestly, like, anyone who deeps the word mother, again, it's a verb, it's a doing word. You mother someone, you parent someone, you father someone, you do an action. It's not, you don't just get the title of mother. That's not what happens. Like, I mother my children. Like, I take my children to school, I teach them consequences, I feed my children, I do all the things that make me a mother. If they do something, I'll take something away, we'll have consequences, we'll have talks about it, I'll explain to you why you can't put yourself in danger, we'll do all those things that make me a mother to my children. She has created a monster fully, and she's not even a woman. Like, you've stood against every woman who's been victimised by your son. You've allowed him to hole up somewhere in Portugal where he continues to beat his girlfriend in that place after he's committed an insane murder. And there's one thing about going, like, I can't do this anymore, like, I can't... You've been paying for him to stay on the run. It's mad to me that she calls herself a mother. Thank you, Holly Bob. Thank you, Hazel, for the sub. So, obviously, I am going to get into some of these messages with you, and I'll show you that she sent them to me. I've not screenshot them to put up on the screen for the simple fact that I want to be able to show you some and not show you others, because she said some pretty horrific things, and I don't want for anyone to read that kind of stuff, because some of it also is relevant to the case, which I'm not going to put out. But I tell you, she hasn't admitted anything. She hasn't admitted anything at all. So obviously, last night when I was live, oh god, it's loads of it actually. So last night when I was live, I messaged her, didn't I? Because she just put her Instagram back on live. Afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Terry. I messaged her justice for John George, and she put an arrest for questioning. Yay, brilliant. And I put, aren't you ashamed of what you've done? I said, a man died brutally, stripped, stabbed, beaten and shot, left on the side of the road. He had a family, 2 kids. And you have laid down ever since with a coward who has blood on his hands. Yay. And she's put, nope, because I don't know what happened to him. What in the world has it got to do with you? And what man is ever going to say to his girlfriend, yo, I'm away to kill someone? No one in their right mind would tell their girlfriend anything like that, or they would be scared. So the point I'm getting at is it's irrelevant, and frankly, I don't even care. Also, he's arrested for questioning, not for murder. As far as I know, murder could still be out there in the big bad. Thank you guys, dear. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Lauren. It says, use all follow and point fingers from the George family, so you're slandering people, you're scaring them out of their home. You stopped doing the case, Hayley. Weren't you scared of the family because you stopped working on the case when you found out who the Georges were? And she said, so don't be texting me again, please. And I appreciate you don't mention me on social media. And I said, I wasn't scared of anyone, Madison. There came a point when we knew you were in Portugal, and I know when it's time to speak and when it's time to pull back and be silent. And we didn't need to do anything anymore because they were coming. I said, you told me in your voice notes about John dying and Mally getting a good shot, remember? So you do know that he died, and it's not that it was hidden from you. You knew what happened. You just replaced Mally with Jonny and Jonny with Mally in those voice notes. I said, so it's still all true. I said, so you do know? And she said, I remember that voice note, yeah. And I said, woman to woman, sometimes it's time to do the right thing, Madison. You've got your life ahead of you. John's kids deserve justice. Jonny shot him in the face. And if you defend it, you're both responsible of murder. And she said, I'm sorry if that's wrong. And I said, if you were scared of Jonny or whatever your reasons are, he's now locked up and you can tell the truth, right? And she's put, I hate the way you get things like that wrong. I'm not scared of him. I've never been scared of Jonny at all. He's not a big boy and he isn't a gangster. He's being made out to be, but he's not. And I said, I hate the way you lie about murder. And she's put, shame, because I haven't. Don't need me to. It was nothing to do with me and I don't need to lie. And I said, justice has come in and Dan's statement is the closest we have at the moment to the truth. She said, he's a junkie. And our solicitor's already said that Dan is an unreliable witness, so we don't need to listen to what Dan says. I don't want to go into that bit particularly because there's just names that don't need to be put out. She's saying basically the only reason they run was because of Billy. They were scared of Billy, not because they'd done anything wrong. And I'm like, well, if you're scared of Billy, like you say you are, why are you all over social media baiting him out? Why are you all over every post? Why are you literally making TikTok videos even tonight? Why are you doing all that mad stuff? Because you're not acting like someone who's scared of Billy. Like he was, you were on the phone to him lying and kind of laughing about where his son was. You weren't ever scared of Billy. You weren't scared of Billy. Like, that's not the issue, is it? You were scared of getting caught. For the murder of John George, they mean. However, Michael Malley was already in Spain and Jonny was just arrested. So they just mean they have two people in the court process to do with, but it was only him and Madison at the house. That's what we're hearing now. Do you know what I mean? Scotland's in the UK, Rach, and here. I don't think Jonny will go no comment. I think Jonny will tell a whole carefully crafted story that he's crafted with Dawn and Madison in the last couple of months that completely blames Michael Malley. She's not in Belfast, I don't believe. Further course of justice as well. I believe that Michael Malley will then have this put to him by solicitors, and I believe that's when we'll get the real truth from Malley. I believe Malley will be like, hold on, I did this but I didn't do that, and I'm not having that. I also believe Michael Malley will have absolute proof, and I believe Michael Malley is the only one who knows where the weapons are now that killed John George. I believe that Michael Malley knows where the vehicles are. That will prove what happened. And I believe the reason the two cars were got rid of is because I I know that Michael Malley drove to a certain location, I'm going to say think, with John George in a vehicle and Jonny was in a different car. So I believe the bullet holes, etc. would be aimed at Malley's car, not Jonny's car. And I believe the story will fit with the evidence at some point. There will be lots of things that come out. This is why I think it will be good if Jonny does completely blame Malley, because I believe Malley then will think, fuck off. Like, you've turned on me, you've grassed, and I'm going to tell the whole story. That's when we'll find out exactly what Nicola Sausage did, we'll find out what Madison did, and we'll find out what Dan did. Because Malley's going to be like, oh, fuck off, I ain't going down as the only foreign person in this party with this. And when I say foreign, I mean because he's the only one not from kind of Belfast out of all these people. I believe we're going to hear other names we've not heard before. I believe we're going to hear where the weapon come from, who got the weapon, why they got the weapon, what happened that day. We're going to hear about the argument, and we're going to be given the reason why it happened.